A deadly flu. As 10 people die around the state, Phoenix 14 investigates the recent outbreak. What you need to know to stay safe. Plus,
conflicting stories from residents' life. Emails saying squat and then get out. How students are stuck in the middle.
not just an onstage performance. Phoenix 14 has the inside look at the talent behind the set of Rent.
Good evening, Elon. I'm Mallory Lane.
And I'm Jasmine Spencer. Phoenix 14 News starts right now. Fighting the flu that the state health department says has already killed 10 people in North Carolina.
Phoenix 14 has fresh facts tonight on what Elon's doing to defend the deadly disease. Monica Yantosh joins us live outside the Ellington Health Center with more. Monica, where does North Carolina stand right now with regards to the flu?
Mallory, the CDC considers the flu to be widespread throughout the state of North Carolina, with 10 confirmed deaths since October. Widespread means that the cases are found all over the state. North Carolina is fighting off the flu, and that includes Elon.
We've had several hundred cases of the flu. Exactly how many, I don't have an exact number, but we do have actually 3 different kinds of flu. We've got an influenza B, and we've got 2 different types of influenza A.
Last year, students had to get 2 flu shots, one for influenzas A and B, and one for H1N1. But this year, 1 flu shot covers it all. And H1N1 is not the only kind of flu students need to be aware of.
So it's just a mixture this year as opposed to last year. There are probably more numbers last year, spread out over a longer period of time, but more concentrated this year.
But if you do catch the flu, Dr. Hawkins suggests getting to the health center as soon as possible and following these tips.
The treatment for the flu primarily is controlling the symptoms. Tylenol or ibuprofen for the achiness and the headache and the fever, something for congestion, something for cough.
And the doctor's best advice is the same advice many people heard growing up.
You do the best you can. Just stay healthy, eat healthy, get plenty of rest. Just things your mother would tell you to do if you were home.
The health center is still offering flu shots, and they are $15 for students. But if you do get the flu, the health center says to stay home for a full 24 hours after your fever breaks. Live at the health center, Monica Yantosh, Phoenix 14 News Tonight.
Egypt's President Mubarak announced his resignation this weekend. Students here at Elon and in Egypt use social media to stay connected. The youth in Egypt used Facebook to help organize their protest and stay connected during the turmoil. At Elon, senior Shihan Kane used it to organize Saturday's public dialogue about current events in the Middle East. Kane spent 2 semesters in Egypt, and she organized this dialogue to make sure Elon students were staying more informed.
I mean, Mubarak tried his best to make sure that, internationally, we did not know what was going on in Egypt. But through Facebook and Twitter, I think Egyptians were able to get the message out, so it's crazy.
Theft at Fat Frog. 2 Elon students said their belongings were stolen after giving their jackets to the bar's bouncer. The students noticed a license and a credit card were missing when they returned home. Fat Frog says the items have not been found.
And Duke Energy is planning to buy Progress Energy, making it the largest utility company in the world.
Duke Energy says the switch will cost the company more money for electricity, which could raise your energy bill in the future.
Our David Hodges helps you pay attention to the big energy drainers so you don't have to pay extra on your bill.
I can't understand why it would be such a high raise in bills.
Tim Mullen rents a 3-bedroom house off campus, and utilities aren't included. Even though he went home during Christmas break, his December energy bill was the same as November, more than $200.
I just think that the power company that is charging this much should have to explain.
So we went to Duke Energy to find out why.
The only way a customer can truly cut off all the energy use in their house is to throw the main breaker. And I'm not sure you want to do that.
Killing the power could lead to frozen pipes, and no one wants that. So here are some tips on how to save on energy without doing something too drastic. Appliances that have remotes are constantly using power, so next time you go out of town, don't just turn it off. Unplug it. Change your incandescent light for CFLs. It will cost more up front to buy the bulb, but it will help you save in the long run. But when it's cold, what keeps your bills high is what keeps you warm.
By far and away, this time of the year, the largest portion of your energy bill, whether it's gas or electric, is going to be related to your heating system.
So to save on heat, turn down the thermostat and pull on a sweatshirt. Move any trash cans and furniture out of the way of air conditioning vents to keep them running properly. And remember to change your air conditioning filter when it's clogged with debris. But Tim says he's stuck to this energy saving advice and the bill still came in the same.
If our bills continue to be the same as when supposedly we were running it on blast according to our power bills, then we're gonna have to bring it up with him.
Trying to help you pinch a penny, David Hodges, Phoenix 14 News.
Today, the Elon Board of Trustees approved a tuition increase starting in the fall. Senior Vice President for Business Gerald Whittington said tuition is rising by nearly 4%. That means it will cost an extra $1,054 a semester. This brings the total cost close to $28,000. This is a smaller increase than last year's 5% and still the lowest hike since 1998. The money will go toward helping the Elon commitment.
Now on 14, a new Elon that's raising safety and housing concerns. You've heard about it and read about it, now you can see it. Elon released new images showing the look of a future campus. Let's take a look. You can see a new dining hall attached to the front of Mosley. Behind the dining hall are buildings labeled as a global neighborhood, taking the place of Chandler and Moffett. Other pictures show a multi-phase center in the International Pavilion. There's also a sketch of the 3-story building being built near Acorn. The facilities are part of the goals of the Elon commitment, and most of them are set to open fall and December of 2012.
As new buildings spring up, the WSOE Tower needs to find a new home, and it may not cost what they expected. According to senior audio producer Brian Baker, they are now talking with an outside developer who is interested in building a tower at the site of the new PA school. WSOE would be given space on the tower free of charge. The proposed tower would be higher, providing a stronger and clearer signal to the listeners. The company building the tower would also be willing to rent space to whomever.
An unsafe intersection on campus just got more dangerous. Because of the construction next to Acorn, the sidewalks are fenced off. Students who used to walk on the sidewalk are now walking in the street. Instead of going to the stoplight to cross, walkers are crossing the street in a spot that's no stranger to accidents. 2 students were hit by cars in the spot last semester. Phoenix 14 News reached out to Assistant Vice President for Business and Finance, Ken Mullen, but he was unavailable to comment on the safety of the downtown area.
Now a story you'll see first on 14. Miscommunication between residence life and students has some scrambling.
Now students are stuck with conflicting emails about staying or squatting.
Elizabeth Cantliner is live in the studio with more.
Housing selection is right around the corner and has some students confused. Residence Life sent emails to some students saying they couldn't squat and then told others that they could. Phoenix 14 investigates.
I was planning on squatting right here in my room in Hook.
Freshman Michael Shutt's plans for housing next year changed a few weeks ago when he heard a rumor. Someone told him that HBB was changing to a freshman-only learning community in the fall.
When I heard that, I emailed Res Life and I asked if that was true, and then I was told that it was true. This would be a freshman-only area.
Shutt sent multiple emails to Residence Life. Each response he got said the rumors were true. But Assistant Director of Residence Life, Marquita Barker, is in charge of East Area, and this morning she said that Res Life never sent an email confirming the rumors.
We never sent any official communication to students, to a mass email to students of saying that that would be the case.
Barker continued to deny the emails when I showed her emails sent from the email residencelife@elon.edu. Despite Barker's denial, there were 3 emails sent from residencelife.elon.edu's email on February 5th. All saying that the information about HBB becoming a freshman-only dorm was on their website. Meanwhile, Shutt just wants to know the truth.
They have the right to make the decision, but just let people know.
I spoke to Marquita Barker again early this afternoon, and she said that Res Life has no comment besides that HBB will be continuing to be a mix of all students next year.
Here's what's coming.
Did you see Rent this weekend? We'll give you a behind-the-scenes look later in the show.
One Phoenix team is predicted to win the Southern Conference. We'll tell you who with highlights from the games coming up later in sports.
As Elon election time is nearing, here's a look at what's going on in SGA this week. Following misconduct charges late last year, SGA President Taylor Martin announced he will not run for an executive position this spring. Instead, he will run for senior class president.
Sam Warren is the new executive vice president after a 23-0 Senate vote. Nick Livengood will lead the junior class as their new president. Currently, 27 candidates are running for all SGA positions. They will be speaking Thursday. And stick with Phoenix 14 for all your SGA election coverage. We're live at 7:30 p.m. Thursday with presidential debates.
There's another way to reach out to Elon University President Leo Lambert. You can now like him on Facebook. Lambert's page was created about a week ago and he has nearly 800 followers. President Lambert has used the site to share videos and articles from the university and give kudos to students and faculty. His most recent post was congratulating the cast and crew of Rent for a great production.